Alright, what's up everybody? What's up? Hello, thanks for joining me in this video today. I wanted to talk about the Game Awards 2015. I haven't done anything like this in a while, and I've missed doing it. I've missed doing my vlogs, I've missed doing my videos, I've missed talking to you guys. Fortunately, I've been doing some streaming, and some of you are able to make it to my streams, and that's always super cool and fun. So the Game Awards 2015 happened earlier tonight, and I got to watch the whole thing. Fortunately, it was at a time where I wasn't working, so it was before work. And there was some really cool stuff that I wanted to talk about. The awards themselves were, cool. They're awards. I like to see awards be given out, and I have lots of awards to talk about here. But there are some new things as well that they shared at the awards. You know, some new reveals and new trailers and stuff like that. Very cool stuff. I'm not going to talk about every single thing that happened at the Game Awards. I'm going to talk about my favorite, and there's lots of stuff to talk about. So join me. Let's get this stuff started. First up was a very tease. It was a quick tease. It was like a narrative, and I didn't know what was going on. It was kind of weird. I was intrigued by it. I was like, what is this? And then the Batman freaking logo, Telltale Games, pops up, and I'm like, no freaking way. And I flipped out, and I was like, oh my gosh! Telltale doing a Batman game. And I'm just like, wow. I never saw that coming, never expected it, and I cannot wait for that. So we don't really know anything. We just had the logo, and that was pretty much it. Telltale Games doing Batman. I cannot wait for that. Another Telltale thing that had me super excited was the Walking Dead miniseries based on Michonne from the TV show. So, you know, the Walking Dead original, like season 1, season 2 for the games, I don't believe have any of the TV show characters. I think there might be like a couple cameos, if I remember right. I can't remember who they were, but I know there's like there's at least 1 or 2 cameos, very small ones. I know there's one. At least I'm pretty sure there was one. Or you hear their name, maybe. It's possible that you just hear their name and you don't actually ever see them in the game or anything. I forget. It has been a while since I played season 1. I remember reading about it too, though, but it's been a while since I played season 1. Anyways, so Michonne, she is one of my favorite characters in the show. Now, of course, I have a few favorites. Daryl being one of them, Michonne, and Carol. Carol is my new like #1 favorite, but Michonne is getting a miniseries by Telltale Games. And it's going to be 3 episodes, not 5, what we're used to. That's why they're calling it a miniseries. It's going to be 3 episodes instead of 5. Cannot wait for that. At first, I was thinking they were like doing a Clementine as older, like, you know, a much older person. And then it said like Michonne, and I was like, oh my gosh! I was a little half paying attention. I was watching it, but I was also taking notes and looking at other stuff. And then I see, you know, the machete and Michonne, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So that's pretty amazing. I cannot wait for that. So 2 from Telltale Games, Batman, like, and Michonne's series. I seriously cannot wait for that. That's super cool. Telltale Games, also another Telltale thing. Now this was like a glimpse. They showed a trailer of the Game of Thrones. They were hyping it up and stuff. The Telltale Games Game of Thrones series. The thing about it was weird. It's at the end of they had like little interview commentary stuff, whatever, talking about it. And at the end of the video, there was a thing that said episode 1 free for all, and then it said episode 1 free, and then like it was like available on all platforms. So I don't know if it was just available free on mobile, because they do that a lot. They do mobile episode 1's free on mobile, and the consoles don't get it. But since they said all platforms, I was like, wait a second. So I went and checked Steam, and it's not free on Steam. Maybe there's a mess up. I don't know. But I know you can check it out, look it up on consoles, or look it up on your mobile device if you have an iPad or Android. Check it out. See if you can get Game of Thrones episode 1 for free. Because that's what I saw. It was at the end of the video, after they did the whole thing, the whole clip. And it was like free, and I was like, what? And they were doing that. They had like special deals going on during the Game Awards, and they're gonna like most of the sales, they're gonna last like a couple days. There was a sale or 2, I think, where they said this is only gonna last right now until tonight or whatever, But most of the sales, I think they were gonna last until the 5th, if I remember right. So it would be tomorrow, or well, yeah, tomorrow. At the time of this video, it's weird. I'm kind of in the middle of days and stuff. So that was cool. Next up, so that's 3 Telltale Games kind of things going on, which is pretty cool. Next I have Rise of the Tomb Raider DLC, man. I didn't go for the season pass. Batman Arkham Knight pretty much taught me to never ever buy a season pass ever again. Other games have done the same thing. I've learned my lesson at this point, especially with Batman Arkham Knight. Batman Arkham Knight just kind of pushed me over the edge with everything. I was just like, okay, I can't do this anymore. Screwball, you know. But it also made me, kind of just switch away the way I'm going to do things. Like, I'm going to buy individual DLC. I'm not going to buy the season passes. So this DLC for Rise of the Tomb Raider is called Baba Yaga, the Temple of the Witch, and this trailer was really cool and it looks trippy. It reminded me a little bit of like Far Cry when the characters get drugged up and they're going, they're just all drugged up and they're seeing crazy things, and it reminded me a little bit of that. Or maybe the Shangri-La kind of level from Part 4. But the new Rise of the Tomb Raider, Baba Yaga, the Temple of the Witch. Love the name Baba Yaga. Like, that's just crazy weird. Cool stuff. I cannot wait to play that. It looked so cool. And I actually just beat Rise of the Tomb Raider yesterday. And as I was playing through it, I wasn't sure how much I liked it compared to the original reboot. But after beating it, after finally making my way through the whole game, like, I love it about as much. I think I still like the progression of the story in the reboot better, just the way it progressed through it. But Rise of the Tomb Raider, really good. Really freaking good. So I will definitely be picking up that DLC. And I've already started a new game on the hardest difficulty. I knew I would. I was planning to, excuse me, sorry. I was planning to do a replay it again if I liked it enough. And I did, especially after I beat it. It was just really cool. One sec. Man, that sucks. I can't do the editing right now. Anyways, so let me see. Oh, Far Cry Primal. Far Cry Primal. New trailer for Far Cry Primal. I was not originally hyped up for it. I was like, whatever. Especially after Far Cry 4 being basically Part 3, but with a crappier story. A lot of people hated Far Cry 3's story. I loved Far Cry 3's story, and Far Cry 4 is a great game as a game, but the story, I'm just like, I don't really care. I don't care about the story, so it doesn't make me want to keep playing it. That, and also PC issues. I pretty much at this point, I never ever want to buy a Ubisoft game on PC ever again. Like, that's where I'm at. I'm not saying I won't. If I get it for like $10, I will, but I just, that's another story. Far Cry Primal actually looks really, really damn cool, especially with the new trailer. So there's gonna be mounts, like besides the elephant. Now we saw like a clip of a tiger, so maybe we'll get to ride a bear. Who the freaking knows? But we did see a clip of one of the characters riding a tiger, like a big giant tiger. That was really cool. And the main the main weapons were switching between spears and bows, which makes sense. We're going back into like the prehistoric times and stuff. It just looked really cool. I'm actually, now that I saw that trailer, I was like, oh man, that game actually looks really cool. That looks badass. So that should be pretty neat. So yeah, new Far Cry Primal trailer. Check it out. See what you think. Like I said, after Far Cry 4, I was just like, cool, but I didn't even look at nothing on that. And then I just happened to see the trailer, and I did see like a little bit of it. I saw like a couple images of it before, but the trailer was really nice. So let's see. Next up, I think I mostly put these in order, but a couple things might be a little bit out. But best art direction winner was Ori and the Blind Forest. Ori and the Blind Forest. Now, Ori and the Blind Forest for best art direction went up against Metal Gear Solid 5, The Witcher 3, Bloodborne, and Batman Arkham Knight. And going against those games, I was like, wow, Ori won. And I wasn't like surprised because I didn't think it deserved it. I was like, that thing went up against major, big AAA titles. Those are huge. Metal Gear Solid 5, Witcher 3, Bloodborne, Batman Arkham Knight, and Ori won. It deserved it. It deserved it. And I was so glad when they said Ori won. I was like, my jaw dropped and I was like, yes! Because Ori is an incredible game. That's the word I would use for it. Other people might not say that. For me, being a basic platformer action game, I think of it as an incredible game. It was such a great experience. It is one of my favorite games, and I might actually pick that as my game of the year. I'd have to think about it. I'd have to go back and look. I mean, Mad Max, I loved Mad Max, loved Rise of the Tomb Raider, but I probably would pick Ori and the Blind Forest as my game of the year this year. There weren't that many, I mean, there wasn't like a huge amount of games that came out this year, though, but Ori was, oh man, so special. So they won Best Art Direction, which friggin' cool as hell. Next up, oh, this was funny. I thought this was funny anyways. Best multiplayer game, Splatoon 1. Splatoon 1 best multiplayer game. I was surprised as hell because it went up against Rocket League. Okay? Rocket League. Splatoon beat Rocket League. I don't know how that happened. I have nothing against Splatoon, but I was blown away by that. It also went against Black Ops 3, Halo 5, and Destiny. And I was like, okay, Rocket League should have won. But congrats to Splatoon. That is really cool. I liked the beta. I thought it was very fun. It just wasn't a game I could see myself really playing like with a competitive attitude. You know, it was just too I guess easy, I suppose. I don't know. But it is a cool game. I do like watching it sometimes on Twitch. You know, I do like to watch sometimes. It's a fun game. It's pretty neat. But I still cannot believe Splatoon, of all these games, Splatoon beat Rocket League. And it's funny to me because Rocket League's a smaller title. But Black Ops 3, Halo 5, Destiny, cool games. I haven't played Halo 5. It looks really cool. But Black Ops 3 is, to me, a major disappointment compared to Advanced Warfare. Destiny, cool game, but nothing like amazingly special or anything. And Rocket League is just, it's out there. It's just pure fun and it's awesome, even though it can be very frustrating, like any multiplayer game. But so yeah, Rocket League versus Splatoon, man. I would pick Rocket League, but Splatoon nailed that for this specific show. You remember, everybody has their own game awards. So this specific show with the, you know, this whole thing is separate from other game awards that would give maybe somebody else best multiplayer award. Let's see. Next up, also related to Rocket League. Rocket League is coming to Xbox One. They finally actually officially confirmed it. There was a rumor, you know, there's like a leak or whatever. There's a rumor about it, and it makes perfect sense. Rocket League is a huge hit. It's huge. It's a big hit. So it's going to be coming out in February, and they're going to include Halo and Gears of War cars, which I'm like, damn, you know, it'd be cool if they could put that on the other platforms as well. It makes sense that it's going to be exclusive to Xbox, though, but it would be cool to see those cars in the other, on PS4 or PC. I don't see it ever happening on PS4, but PC, I could see that going to PC, but, you know, that would be cool. Anyways, all right. Next, oh, Troy Baker. I just thought this was hilarious. Troy Baker presented an award. I forget what he presented, but he gave a little small speech before. I think he probably gave best performance. I'm not sure, but he was like, all right, guys, if you want to get into the business of doing voices for games, here's what you need to do. Save up some money, get a really good mic, and then wait for me and Nolan North to die. It was great, man. It was so great. If you can find a clip of it, check it out. There probably is a clip on it. I'm sure there's a clip. You know, YouTube always has that stuff on there. That was just funny. I had to share that because that was hilarious. I don't even know both of them very well. Like I know their names, but I'm not like, I don't flip a nut whenever I hear their name. Oh, they're doing voice acting. I'm like, okay, you know, I'm not that they're bad. I don't think they're bad. I don't freak out about that. I'm like, okay, cool, you know, like, but that was hilarious. I thought that was really, he's like, save up some money, get a good mic, and then wait for us to die. And I was like, really damn funny, man. All right, next up, we had this award for Trending Gamer, which is apparently popular streamers and YouTubers and stuff. And this was they picked the top 5 and, you know, voted between them. And so the choices were Total Biscuit, which probably would have been my pick, even though I don't always agree with him and sometimes I kind of hate him. But overall, you know, he's cool stuff. Total Biscuit, Markiplier, Greg Miller, PewDiePie, and Christopher Monte Cristo something. Now, the Christopher Monte Cristo thing, I never heard of him before. You know, I don't follow everything, but I never heard of him before, and I couldn't get his last name before his name moved to the next scene or whatever. So I apologize for that, but Christopher Monte Cristo something. And the winner, I thought it was going to be Total Biscuit or for sure PewDiePie. I was really surprised that Greg Miller won. Greg Miller won for Trending Gamer. And I was like, really? You know, because I've read some articles about him on IGN and stuff and never really got into his show or anything. But when he went up and gave his speech, His speech alone made me go like, I would have picked him. His speech was beautiful, man. He was like, he called out one person's name. I don't remember what game it was, but he's like, you know, I'm gonna thank all you developers out there. You guys are the reason that I'm even up here able to accept an award for being a trending gamer, you know. And it was it was just a great speech, man. It was really cool. So I had to share that. It was really like, look up his speech for winning the award. It was great. It was a really cool speech. He's just like, you guys are the reason we're here. Thank you so much for making these games for us, you know. And it was just really awesome. That was pretty cool. I'm sure any of the other guys that won would have also given a great speech. But I just he was just on it, man. It was really great. It was cool. Next up, we had Mark Hamill presented the best action adventure game. That was cool. I've seen Mark Hamill come up. And the best action game, let's see, action adventure game. The nominees were, or their selections were, Metal Gear 5, Ori and the Blind Forest, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Batman: Arkham Knight, Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Those five. Metal Gear 5, Ori and the Blind Forest, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Batman: Arkham Knight, Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Now, I just want to say, I am so glad that Batman: Arkham Knight didn't win. I would have raged. I probably would have left the show. Like, if I was at the show, I'd have walked out. I would have shut the show off, stopped watching, and said, screw this awards show. They're a bunch of idiots. But fortunately, they didn't pick Batman: Arkham Knight, and I don't mean to hate on it so much. It's just like, anyways, between those two, I mean, Assassin's Creed Syndicate looks really cool. I haven't played that, or Metal Gear 5. A lot of people rave about Metal Gear 5. I've watched some gameplay and I'm like, it looks cool, but I just don't know. Yeah, so the winner was Metal Gear 5. Metal Gear won the best action adventure game. Really cool stuff. I loved Rise of the Tomb Raider, but I kind of wish Ori and the Blind Forest would have won that too, because that was, again, an incredible game. Great action adventure game. Great. But I could see why that would be a little bit harder to call between those for best action adventure. On the related note, apparently Konami did not allow Hideo Kojima to go to the show and accept the award for the best action adventure game. They didn't let him go. They would not let him even attend the show, let alone accept the award. They were like, nope, something about a contract. That's insane. I don't even know the drama that happened. I need to look it up. I was thinking about it too. I was like, man, I need to go see what the hell happened. Because all I know that there was a big drama about it. Like, you know, they threw his name off the game. They fired him. They got rid of him. But I don't know why. I don't know what happened. And it's just crazy. So when that happened, though, I mean, that's just... talk about a low blow. I mean, wow. That's pretty crazy, man. That's pretty damn crazy. Alright, so next, let's see. Game of the Year winner. There was more. I have a bunch more notes for... Oh, I see. I posted it here twice. That's very strange. Okay, so I'll save Game of the Year for last. I had some issues with copy pasting this info as I was taking notes. So we'll save that for a little bit. There's a couple more things here. Developer of the Year. Their choices were between Bethesda for Fallout, Kojima Productions for Metal Gear, From Software for Bloodborne, CD Projekt Red for Witcher 3, and Nintendo for Mario Maker. And the winner was CD Projekt Red for Witcher 3. So that's cool. Developer of the Year goes to them, not Ubisoft. Surprise, surprise. Just kidding. Sort of. Next up, Best Performance. Now, the voice acting, this was for voice actors, Best Performance. I forget exactly what the games were. All of them. I didn't write them down. But the reason I wrote this down was because what happened was the announcer, this lady was doing the announcement, and she announced the winner, the right winner, for the wrong game. It was hilarious. So she got the actress's name right for it was Her Story, the game Her Story, which I had heard about before, and then I went and looked it up on Steam. I was like, oh, you know what? That seems kind of interesting. I'm not sure if I'll pick it up and play it because it's also a game that can't see myself getting into, but I could. It seems cool. The idea seems great. Anyways, so the voice actor won for Her Story. But the announcer was like, her name, I forget the names, it was just hilarious. I was a mess, but she's like, her name, and then for The Witcher 3. And it was confusing for like a whole minute. The girl walked up to get her award, and they were all like, oh shit, what do we do, basically. It was freaking funny, man. But they just had to roll with it. There was nothing they could have been real about it and be like, I mean, she was like, sorry. The announcer was like, I'm sorry, you know, when she came up, but they didn't really like crack a joke about it. They just kind of moved on, and it was a good thing. It makes sense that they moved on and they didn't like drag it out or anything, but I think it would have been better if they kind of cracked a joke or something, or at least acknowledge the fact that you messed up, because everybody knows you messed up, so you might as well just acknowledge it and move on and just like be at peace with it instead of making it awkward. But they might have made it more awkward, so it was a good thing that they just stuck to being professional about it. It was pretty funny though. All right. Next up, I thought this was very interesting. This was cool. Westwood Studios was recognized as an industry icon for making RTS games even possible. They said this all began with Command & Conquer. I believe that was it. But they said without that, RTSs, these real-time strategy games wouldn't even be possible if it wasn't for them and what they did. So I thought that was really cool. I was like, man, that's something I'm gonna note down, because that was really neat. Westwood Studios, right on. Let's see, Psychonauts 2 was announced and teased. Psychonauts 2. I never played the original game. Everybody kept telling me to. Everybody kept saying, you need to play this game, it's really cool. I just never got around to it. I always meant to, but I just, too many games and all that. So anyways, I just wanted to share that, because I figured I have a lot of friends that are just super excited. They love Psychonauts, so Psychonauts 2 is on the way. That was a tease announcement kind of a thing. Next, this was interesting. Esports coming to TBS Weekly. I'm pretty sure it was TBS. It's gonna be a weekly esports show, which is pretty cool. And a lot of people, they were like, oh, they had a team on it. I forget what team it was, but they were on there doing interviews, and they were like, we're so happy to be a part of this. We can go mainstream. And I was like, I'm pretty sure Twitch and YouTube are mainstream enough, you know, like a lot of, like, I mean, like, people are still getting off, but I mean, I think it's a good mix of people that have stopped even paying for cable, and everybody's watching stuff on the internet, you know, and that's what we're moving into. We are still transitioning into that, but cable is not going to be here forever, you know, it's going to be gone. But I think it is cool. I do think that it's cool that it is going to be considered more mainstream. It's going to be more available for those people that still haven't transitioned into the internet, the Twitch and the YouTube era and whatever, you know. So that is neat. Let's see. I kind of wanted to get more on this note, but I didn't. But there was a speech by Reggie of Nintendo about Mr. Iwata, you know, the guy who passed away, and it was cool. The whole show, they did a great thing for him. They did a great feature thanking him, you know, and it was just cool. It was a very nice little tribute, you know, so that was neat. All right, so finally, Game of the Year. The selections were Witcher 3, Bloodborne, Metal Gear Solid 5, Fallout 4, and Mario Maker. One thing about the Mario Maker thing that I wanted to talk about real quick is that they also had a thing about that. They were talking about Metal Gear Mario Maker, and what they were showing was actually made a lot of sense. And this, you know, they were praising it for what it can do, and the way they described it, and the way that they were able to get the words together for it that I can't do, it was really cool. They actually, like, I thought Mario Maker was pretty cool. I loved the idea. I loved the concept. You know, it's really neat. But the way they were describing it was like, you know what, that all makes sense. If I was a smarter person, I could say the same thing. You know, it was pretty cool. They talked about it being a great game and why, you know, the design in it and stuff like that. Pretty cool. But the Game of the Year winner was Witcher 3. I was glad Mario Maker didn't win. But you know, it's cool as a nominee. But yeah, Witcher 3 for them won the Game of the Year, between Bloodborne, Metal Gear Solid 5, and Fallout 4. And I was actually really shocked that Fallout 4 didn't win. Like, I was like, really? And now I'm like, maybe now I should buy The Witcher 3. I just never could get into 1 and 2. Like, I enjoyed them. I thought they were cool. I just didn't like them enough to be hyped up about Part 3. Part 3 looks cool, but I was like, it's a little too... Like, 1 and 2 were a little too slow for me. Cool games, very cool games. I liked them. I really did like them, but I was just like, they're just too slow. And Witcher 3 looks the same. It looks really cool, but it also looks slow for what I'm in the mood for these days. But after they named it, after they chose it over Fallout 4, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to reconsider this, you know, like, because Fallout 4 was seriously, like, I haven't even played Fallout 4, but that's like a huge game right now. It's huge. Everybody's super hyped over it, and I'm pretty sure, from what I've seen, people are more hyped over Fallout 4 than they ever were for Witcher 3. So that had to be a really good competition. It seems like those two games are, like, you know, going at it. But yeah, no, it was a cool show, man. It was really cool. It was a great show, very fun. Yeah, it was nice to watch. And so let me know what you guys think. What was your favorite game and stuff? And I'm telling you, I might pick Ori and the Blind Forest as my game of the year. I didn't even realize that came out this year. It came out earlier this year. And I love Rise of the Tomb Raider, I really do, but it's kind of more the same. Upgraded and great, and that's why I would pick. It's kind of like why I picked Watch Dogs over Shadow of Mordor. Is Watch Dogs to me was like more different, it had more new than Shadow of Mordor did, you know. So, but yeah, so Ori and the Blind Forest, just I might actually pick that as my game of the year. It was amazing. It was I love it. I love it. To me, it's an incredible experience, and it's fun. Not only is it incredible, it's got a story that's excellent. The action combat is so much fun. The platforming is great. It's smooth gameplay. It's beautiful. Everything about it is so great. So anyways, one thing, that's done. That's it for the Game Awards. Please let me know what you guys think. Throw me a comment. Do something. Make a video response. I don't know. You know, like link me to it. Whatever, man. I guess I'll make that a different video. Yeah, so I'm gonna go, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out with me and watching the video. And yeah, seriously, please leave a comment. Tell me what's up. Like my video. Share it with people if you can, if you like it enough. And I'll see you guys around. Bye.